and welcome back to season number 2, episode 2, here at HILCO Homes, Ask Wholesaler. My name is Hernando Arce. I am the acquisitions partner leader of HILCO Homes, aka the governor in the house. And today we have a special guest. His name is, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Alcala.
That's right. Alcala. He's a local San Antonio, and he's going to be talking about his story on his first wholesale deal, which we actually closed on yesterday, and it funded today. So guess where he's going after the show? Where are you going?
Go pick up that check.
He's going to pick up a check at the title company.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations, man. My man.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. So now, just to recap, this is season 2 of Ask Wholesaler, and the way we like to start this here season now is going to give it a little twist with what we did prior year. If you remember last year's show, we were offering a lot of advice and answering questions that came live through Facebook. However, this year we want to twist it up a little bit, and instead of having your successful wholesalers on show and as guests, you know, making their $20, $30, $40, $50,000 fees a month, every month, which God bless them, that's awesome. They're crushing it. We support that. We love that. We're all trying to get to that point. But the way we like to twist the show a little bit this season is invite new wholesale investors, just like Jesse Alcala, who is a local San Antonio here in San Antonio, who is starting his career in real estate, who may even continue to have questions after today. I'm sure he will. Just because you do one deal doesn't mean you know how to do all the deals. There's different type of deals out there. So we like to focus and put the spotlight on new or newbie wholesalers or people who want to get into this business that have questions. So if you're out there and you're watching the show and you're saying, oh, wait a minute, Hernando, aka the governor, I have a question I have a deal, right, that I may need help getting into the finish line. Well, this show is geared towards those type of people out there in social media. So we want you and encourage you to ask questions. Now, you're not begging, right? There's a difference between begging and asking questions. I think I saw that somewhere on a post somewhere, which I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. And it takes a little bit of humbleism and a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Humble, right? There's, I think, a song out there where a rapper sings that. Be humble. I forgot the name of the rapper, but so you don't feel like you're begging. You're just asking questions, and it may be that it's a win-win for everybody. Just like with this relationship that I'm fostering with Jesse here, Alcala, which was a win-win for everyone, including the seller and the end buyer, because we wind up wholesaling the property. And we're going to go into the details of that property, but I just wanted to give you a recap of what this show is going to be about for this season and introduce Jesse again. Jesse, we already mentioned that you're a local San Antonio. Why don't we talk to me a little bit in the public about your personal life, what do you do, your family, and how'd you want to get into real estate?
Yeah, so I've been doing general contracting for the past 5 years, and a buddy of y'all's, Scott Fleming, you know, he's like my biggest inspiration, like, you know, in this realm of things. You know, we do or the majority of his rehabs, and so, you know, how I got in it more or less was I got in an accident. You know, and I was out of work for a while, and basically when I came back to work, he was like, you know what, you know, I was in the hospital for a while.
Right.
He's like, you know what, you know, you need to put the tool belt down, and let's get you on this side of things, you know, where you're making real money, you don't have to even swing a hammer.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
All right, so that's how you got into the business of wholesaling. That put like a light bulb in your head.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, I don't have to swing a hammer for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have family or friends that do that, that are swinging hammers to this day.
Yeah.
And they haven't gotten out of that the lifestyle. And big ups to Scott Flemings, by the way, out there. If you're watching, Scott, we're familiar with, and Danielle, I believe.
Yeah, Daniel, his brother.
His brother, right?
Yeah.
They visit us at our office several times in the past. So big ups to those guys. They do great work. And so once that happened, by the way, what kind of accident? What did it happen?
It's kind of touchy, but I got shot in my neck right here.
Oh, okay.
And so I was out for a little bit, and it was like centimeters away from my jugular.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, so I could have like lost my life.
I see the scar right there. Can you see that? Close up. There you go. Boom. That's a scar.
It looks like a little slit right now, but it was my whole neck was like opened up. So they did pretty good work.
Wow. So you were like in the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, you can say that.
You can say that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, so your story is very inspiring because you literally almost you could have lost your life.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay. Well, thank God you're okay. And tell us a little about your personal life, Jesse.
I have 2 kids. My oldest son, Joel, he's 6. My daughter, she's 2, Elena, and then I have one more on the way. Yeah, so she's due in August, and her name's gonna be Kimbella.
August. What's gonna be her name?
Kimbella.
Kimbella.
Yeah. So.
Well, congratulations, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That gives me more drive to do more deals.
Absolutely.
So.
Children do that. They give you ambition and motivation. So you're a married man with few children here.
Yep.
So you swing a hammer. What's your specialty in terms of construction?
Oh, we do full house remodeling. So, I do everything. Tile, sheetrock, paint, texture, wood floors, you name it, we can do it.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
awesome. So you're pretty good at that.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that now?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So ever since you were 13 years old?
No. Really since I graduated high school. So I've only been,
Okay. All right. So now, we're going to move into the real estate aspect of it now. Now that you want to get into real estate, knowing the trade you do know, isn't that a big plus for you?
Yeah, it really is because, I'm not usually the one buying stuff, but I'm always like with, my boss, which is like my uncle.
Right.
And I'm always hearing and then like being around Scott, I ask a lot of questions, and, my boss, it may come off as, rude to ask, the questions that I ask, but, I just want to know,
Right.
And Scott never had a problem with like anything, you know what I mean?
You ask Scott questions?
Yeah, like, how not necessarily how much did you get this house for, but how do you find it, and, things like that, and how much does it cost, for tile this whole house. So I start knowing, because like I said, I'm not buying it, but I'm installing it.
Right.
And so being in the wholesale thing, once I have enough capital, I want to take my own properties and rehab my own. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
myself.
That's smart. Well, do you have a great advantage, Jesse, in that you know the trade of construction, and he knows all aspects of the trade. He may not be licensed in some things, but he knows the principles of these repairs. And everybody out there knowing, watching the show, understand that that's half the battle, because dealing with contractors in this business is always the challenging part, no matter how many years you've been doing this. For instance, David Fisher is a seasoned investor here in San Antonio, and he posts his stuff up on Facebook, always discussing his challenges with investors. Right, so that's great. Well, why don't we move on now? Now that we got a little bit to get to know a little bit more Jesse here, tell the public, first of all, how were you able to find this subject property, and then we can go into how and why you decided to reach out to HILCO Homes.
So the way I found it was, I was on Facebook, and I do a lot of podcast listening, like on Wholesale Inc. And, and I just been trying to just lock a deal down. And finally I was like, you know what? And I overheard on a podcast that these guys, they'll go on Craigslist and pay somebody like $10 an hour or, whatever, to drive around all day, right? And to essentially find them homes, right? And then send them the address, whatever. Right. So I go on Facebook. I was like, you know what? Why don't I reach out to Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and see if maybe while they're already working, making money, if they want to make a little bit of extra cash. The first day I do it, I have like 50 people like looking like, because I put up there, you can get a finder's fee.
Right.
of like $500 to like $1,000,
okay.
right? Not really thinking that somebody would really like, catch the bait or whatever.
Right.
But so this one guy, he hit me up and he's like, "Yeah, man, are these the kind of properties that you're looking for?" And he took a bunch of pictures. I'm like, "Yeah, that's." He goes, "Well, this one's for rent." I'm like, "No, I don't want for rent." You know what I mean? Like, right now I'm getting my feet wet. I'm not looking for like tired landlords, things like that. Or I don't want to waste time with that.
Sure.
So the guy, about 2 hours later, he's like, "You know what? One of my buddies is selling his house. It's a piece. It's a it's a
It's a family show.
Yeah.
So you watch the
Yeah.
No. Need work.
Yeah, I need a lot of work, and that he was ready to sell. So I was like, well, send me the address, give him my number, or give me his number. So I ended up calling the owner.
Wow.
And he's like,
Call
yes,
directly.
I sold cars for a little bit. Working with my uncle is like working with family gets like this. So
just like this in San Antonio.
Yeah. So I had to exit for a while.
Right.
And I sold cars, and it was like either you're out there selling, on the lot, or you're on the phone cold calling. They didn't have any other way.
Right.
So I became a sniper on the phone.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So
when I called this guy,
That's the shirt.
Yeah.
Real trees.
Yeah. So when I called the guy, he was just so motivated. He was like super like just ready to be away with it.
Kidding. So he gave all the signals that there was a motivated seller on the other line. And this was your first lead you got from we call them bird dogs in the business. Like scouts. Bird dogs, right? Basically. You gave these bird dogs out on Facebook and Uber and Lyft Facebook groups. You penetrated that group and you infiltrated it and you were snipering bird dogs. That's badass, man. I love that. I love that story. I love the way you think outside the box. When they zig, you zag. Yeah. Right? So they zigged and he zagged into this little specialty market there, and it paid fruits for your labor, right? So did you get a lot of leads, or was that just one lead you got?
I probably got like 80 to 100 leads, but it was a bunch of, west side, east side, just super rundown houses, vacant properties. And it's hard to I had like probably 80 people or people just, I couldn't even keep up with how many people. And a lot of people, they obviously thought it was like, everybody's a skeptic, so they're like, oh, this guy can't be real, it's a scam, There's always posts on Facebook of who wants to make money from home type stuff. So I got a bunch of, you're a scammer type stuff. But hey, man, the guy who was my bird dog, he's going to make money while you're thinking I'm a scammer.
That's right. But you did get like about 80 different photographs. Yeah. But did they come with addresses and phone numbers?
See, that was one of the stipulations on the ad.
Right.
Or how I approached it was, the $500, more or less was like, okay, find the address, take a picture of it. So I have an actual photo of it currently. Right. And then pin it on your maps and send me the address. Okay. So that was that.
That was smart.
If you do the extra due diligence for me, and you get down and you start asking neighbors, and you actually get the phone number of the actual homeowner, and I'm able to go boom right on the phone. Right. I don't have to skip tracing or anything. Right. It was like that's how you'll get your extra money. Yeah.
Up to 1,000.
That's right.
Paid at closing.
Yeah.
Not before closing.
Yeah, not before closing. A lot of people are like, oh, here's a bunch of houses, where's my money?
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions so far, Michael? Okay, great. We do have a little video we want to share with the public in a minute, but we're going to talk about the deal in a second, Michael. Thank you for your help. So that's how you got the lead, and so when you called the seller, great. You found out he was motivated, and then what? I mean, now you have a motivated seller. You got the property. Okay, now you actually know how to close the deal. Yeah. And then that's when what happened?
Well, essentially, I was like, man, I don't have a good contract. I have something offline. Is it really going to work? I didn't really know like the laws here in Texas. Like what documents do I need? So I was like, you know what? Not only that, I can't be doing all this follow up. I work Monday through Friday. Like I have a full-time job. So I was like,
Right.
you know what? Let me reach out, to you guys and
Sure.
see if maybe it'd be something you guys would consider a joint venture.
Sure. Okay.
And it worked out.
It worked out
Yeah.
perfectly. But I mean, there are a lot of gurus out there, a lot of shows on Facebook, a lot of people doing wholesale. What made you reach out to HILCO Homes?
Because I had seen, I don't remember if it was Scott or Daniel Fleming
Right.
here with you guys. So
Sure.
I know it was, people that I trust.
Okay.
And you're with them, so
Right.
it's like, well, I guess I can
Oh,
trust you guys.
okay.
You
No,
know?
that makes
but
sense.
a lot of people, I've actually like reached out to a few people,
Right.
and it's kind of sketchy. Like,
Right.
if they'll, like, I don't want to sound greedy, but like,
Yeah.
take all your money. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah, right.
And so it was like,
Right.
well, if
Yeah.
these guys trust them,
Right.
then I can trust you.
Right. Yeah. You got to be careful out there because if you eventually you have to give the other person the address and the phone number.
Yeah.
And so if once you do that, you lose control as the person that brought the deal. So there has to be some type of respect and ethics and morality involved when dealing with someone. And well, we appreciate you reaching out to HILCO Homes and myself. I guess you saw as well as some of the videos that we post out there on live on Facebook. And I think I remember that private message you sent me, and I think I pretty much replied as quickly as I did, right? And gave you the information on what the next steps were to take. And that's great because when I do my Facebook Live personal brand on Monday evenings, I get a ton of emails and calls and text messages about other properties. So we want to continue that. So if anyone's watching out there, if you have a question or you have a deal or you think you have a deal, please reach out to me or HILCO Homes here, and let's walk us through the property to see if you have a deal or not. Not every deal is a deal. Okay, Jesse was very fortunate. We're going to talk about the deal now and discuss a little bit about it, the condition of the home, the price points that we had to get it at, and how quickly we were able to move it through a wholesale exit strategy. So Jesse, in regards to the property, when you walked it, was that with me or did you walk it before me?
No, I had waited for you because I wanted to be 100% confident,
Right.
And I know, just like you mentioned, through all the Facebook stuff, like what you're talking about.
Right,
You're not just like another random wholesaler that has done like maybe 2 or 3 deals and thinks he knows.
Right.
No, you're like.
There's a lot of those out there, man.
So I was like,
Right, Mike?
I'm not gonna
Right.
waste time.
Okay. All right. No, that was smart. So far, you play your cards perfectly with this transaction, and I'm really impressed by that. So we walked the property. At least we can tell the public it was pretty bad condition, right? Very bad. And it was over by the Lake Calaveras area, which is down south of San Antonio. About 15-minute ride or something off of I-90.
It felt like forever to me.
Right.
It was like my first one. I was like kind of getting excited.
Yeah.
It took 10 years to me to get over there.
It did. He was driving. I was talking. Of course, we bring the contract, right? I mean, that's wholesale 101. Don't go to a walkthrough without a contract. Matter of fact, I have another walkthrough to do after the show from another viewer that saw us on Facebook for a possible subject to strategy exit. So we walked the property. I got the feeling that this seller was very motivated as well. The seller was there, right? His kids wasn't there. His ex-wife wasn't there. The actual person that's on the deed was there, and that's always important. Make sure that the seller who owns the property is present when you walk the property, and not his sister or son or whatever. So it was distressed, 100%. The property was actually moved from downtown San Antonio years ago and put on this plot like 50 years ago or something like that. Really odd. Nonetheless, we negotiated with the seller. You were taking the photographs. I was sitting down with the seller, seeing what his hot buttons were, what his time frame was, and again, where his price point was. The fun thing about that, and you witnessed it, I did not offer the seller a price.
Yeah, no. I was more like just watching everything and
Right.
seeing how you do what you do,
Right.
So.
Okay, cool. Hopefully you took some notes.
Yeah.
Because it's not on video. But we actually had the seller give us his price. And the way you do that is by asking the right questions. And we asked the right questions 2 or 3 times, which is basically, what do you need to do to walk away, sir or ma'am? What is the best price you can get? What is it? Where do you need to be? So we asked that 2 or 3 times. And if he eventually gave us a number where we felt comfortable in, and contracted it right then and then. The contracts that I prepared, completed, signed, and then escrowed into title company. All pretty quickly, pretty easily. And actually, we have a little video we're going to share with you now, with the public, on how that they ended in the ride back to San Antonio in Jesse's vehicle. So, if Mike, whenever you're ready. Other exit strategies. So, the public is waiting to find out there, Jesse. What did we get the contract or what?
We did.
Damn!
Yeah.
Congratulations. We got the signatures. We're back. All right, so everybody saw that cute little video, and Jesse in his vehicle holding up the contract, and it was a great time. Jesse was really excited, as was I, and of course, once that was taken care of, we opened up the escrow. Did I send you the documents so you could review it?
Yeah, everything. So that was my biggest thing, is that I work. And it's hard for me to like have my phone because I'm always doing this, doing that. So it's like as soon as you write me, send me the information. I'm like, just wow, it's like it's really going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So.
Right. So that was very important. Here at HILCO Homes, we want to be again transparent with the co-wholesalers or JVing the deal with us. You know the old saying, give a man a fish or you teach the man how to fish. Well, we believe in teaching the man how to fish here at HILCO Homes. And that is, by doing that, we forward Jesse all the documentation on this transaction, the front end and the back end, okay? That way, the next deal, he has an idea of how he can wholesale it himself, where he doesn't have to reach out to us. Of course, we still want to JV if possible, and continue our network and our relationship because he felt comfortable working with us. And again, it's a win-win for everybody. So you had the contracts, and then we started marketing the property. How did that go with that in terms of marketing? Did you do any marketing, or did you have any questions on how we were going to market it?
No, I actually gave all my faith to you guys because I'm like, you know what, this is a JV deal. I essentially just found it, and you guys do what you guys do, and so I had 100% faith that it was going to.
And you were welcome to market it as well.
Yeah.
There was no stipulation where you can't market it.
No.
The problem is we sold it too quickly.
Yeah.
Which is a great problem to have.
Yeah.
So everyone knows that HILCO Homes has an extensive buyer list, a national list, but we also focus primarily in San Antonio. And once we put that property on our email blast, and if you're not on our email blast, just put in the comments and we'll get you on our email blast so you can see our contracts that we have for sale. So once we sent that email blast out, we got a number of phone calls ringing off the hook. Property was not for everybody because it's outside the city limits. But we were able to contract it to an end buyer, an assignee, after negotiations, and everybody was very happy where it ended up. We relatively closed within 30 days, I would say, right, from beginning to end.
Yeah, a little bit faster than that, but
a little faster.
There was little hiccups here and there, but it was nothing.
Right. Yeah. Things. Yeah. The only thing was that they couldn't deliver the property vacant at the closing day, so we had to move the closing day 4 days up to Monday, which was just a few days ago. And hey, it worked out perfectly. The seller was a really extremely nice man, and I love working when it's a good seller, a happy seller, a motivated seller, and one that works with you, because there were tenants involved, and we had to relocate the tenants, which it worked perfectly, Jesse. So don't expect this deal to be like every other future deals, because they're usually not this easy. Okay, but we never like to say that during the deal, because then you kind of get bad. What's the word I'm looking for? When you jinx it or something. We don't want to jinx it, but it worked out perfectly. In regards to future sales, are you going to continue to work in wholesale, or what's your plan for the future?
Yeah, so I plan on doing nothing but wholesaling coming up. I actually have one that I'm working on, trying to do it by myself. I'm like this close to like calling you guys up and saying, let's do it again, you know what I mean? But
all right, well, that's what I want to hear. You gotta tell me about this deal. Okay, cool, excellent. So do you feel down the road where you can put your belt down and get into wholesale?
Yeah, hopefully,
so?
hopefully before my daughter's here, which should be in August. So,
Right.
As in my mind, I'm just like, if I get another one like this,
Right.
and even if it's not, maybe it's 2 more small ones,
Right.
then why
Right.
keep on essentially like slaving
Right.
for this amount when
Right.
I can go and
Right.
essentially do what I really like. Like
Exactly.
when I first started construction, I really liked it, but now I'm just burnt out. It's the
Burnt
same
out,
stuff every day.
Right.
I
I mean, look at his fingers. You can see his
yeah,
fingers.
I just came from a job.
He's at a
site.
job right now. He just took a break out of his job
Yeah.
to be with us, and we appreciate you coming in the last minute, Jesse, and being our guest today. So yeah, he's got what is that, paint? What is that?
No, this was Aqua Shield. It's
Aqua Shield, not Aquaman. He's not Aquaman, but he's got Aqua Shield on his hands.
Some tile thin set.
For all you comic guys out there like Mike. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's badass, man. And by the way, how much was that assignment fee total? Do you remember how much that total assignment fee was?
It was 17,900.
17. He said it again.
$17,900.
$17,900, almost $18,000 basically on his first assignment. Okay, now we had to split that, of course, right? It's a win-win for everybody. But that is badass because most assignments fee out there, these guys that don't know what they're doing. And you know what? If you probably wouldn't have gone with me, now that I'm thinking about this, because you had a price where you thought the seller needed to be.
Yeah.
So
Which was like
higher, right? Your assignment fee would probably ended up around 5,000.
Yeah.
And so by teaming up with a professional investment firm like HILCO Homes, you actually got more than what your total fee was going to be. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm thinking about that, because I remember you gave me some numbers in the past, and I was like, wait a minute, let's see if we can redo these numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So in finishing our show today, in recapping here, a couple of points, a couple of memos we want to put out there. One is that we'll be going on Facebook Live Wednesdays around 2 o'clock doing our Ask Wholesale show. So please like, share, and comment on these shows. You can also catch me on my personal brand, my Facebook at Hernando RC, where on Mondays I do more of a tutorial show on how to actually prepare contracts and do CMAs. And that's where Jesse met me. He met me in one of those shows and reached out to me after the show. So please try to catch that and put it on notifications on Facebook. And also, also want to put a plug at HILCO Homes. We are hiring. So Jesse, whenever you're ready to make that move to full time, you let us know, because we'll get you in an interview and put you probably on the fast track for the interview, because we've done a deal together. Now, this business is not for everybody, guys. Okay, it's not. It's not all rainbows and lollipops. So you got to have a thick skin. You got to go in for the long run. But the amount of money you can make is unlimited to how much time you put into it. But we are hiring. We're also looking for wholesale scouts. So if you do have any deals that you think you have, or you want to get some opinions on your deal, we want you to reach out to us at HILCO Homes. Private message us, email us, or just send out smoke signals through, like Indian fires kind of thing. So we had our pizza today, and we're going to end the show. See if I can ask you with a fun question. We like to always end the show with a fun question here at HILCO Homes, Ask Wholesaler. And today's fun question is, Jesse, let's see, what was the question again, Michael?
What's your favorite food?
Okay, thank you, Michael. Yeah, like, what's your favorite food you have with your family?
Probably tacos.
Tacos.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now, any kind of special tacos, or
Man,
how do you guys do it out here in San Antonio?
Carne asada, chicken fajita.
Carne asada, chicken fajitas. Now, with the chicken fajitas, I noticed some restaurants they bring them and it's sizzling and and then some restaurants you bring in is kind of like just they're warm but they're not sizzling. Which
Stay away from those.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Stay away from those places.
So that's good advice.
Yeah.
All right. Are you like Mexican American or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Everybody in my family, they speak fluent Spanish except for me, my brother, and my sister. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Yeah. Very good. Well, this is important business to speak Spanish too. I get 20% of my business because I speak Spanish. Si hablo español. Si usted quiere vender de tu propiedad, por favor, llámame. Okay, what else? What was the question? What were you going to say? Okay. Chicken fajitas. All right, so my favorite question, I don't know. It depends on my mood, man. I mean, some days I'll be wanting Greek food. Some days I'll be wanting Spanish food. Some days I'll be wanting a cheeseburger. But I guess the question is, what's your favorite food, right? I guess my favorite food would be sushi. Yeah. And not any sushi. I like sashimi and Negroni. Is it Negroni or Negroni? Nigiri. Excuse me, nigiri. So nigiri is the one where you got this white napkin, you got the white rice on the bottom, and then you got the fish on top. Like that. You ever seen that? Mm-mm. You don't ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, you got the rice, right? Mike, you've seen it, right? You got the white rice, and then you got the fish, like raw fish on top.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
That's sushi. Yeah. Sushi, but they call it the legit name is nigiri. Because you got sushi rolls, and you got sashimi. Sashimi is just the raw fish itself. That's cold. That's going raw. But I like nigiri. So my favorite food is sushi. And so with that, not that anybody out there cares, but I'm just saying. With that, we're going to end the show. We want to thank Jesse Alcala, and I want everyone to follow him on Facebook. You got to get your friends group up, and that's very important. Okay. And you're gonna where are you going now to pick up what?
I'm gonna go pick up my check.
Oh, pick up his check. Ching. All right, my man. All right, guys. Remember, it's not what you deserve; it's what you negotiate. See you next week.